The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona, Brother Mike, back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Thanks for tuning into the program. Today's Bible study, Hillsong Hedonism. Today on Hardcore. Hey, will you call somebody and tell them Filthy Fridays is on with Brother Mike? And got another interesting Bible study for you today. I wanted to explain to you how these interesting systems work. And I'm going to go through it in detail for you today. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center, downtown Phoenix. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's the red brick building. If you go to the website, hardcorechristianity.com, you'll see all of our ministry services. We have 2 live services every week, Thursday and Friday nights at 7 o'clock. And it's broadcast live on our streaming channel, youtube.com/houseofhealingaz. And we come on at 7 o'clock Arizona time, which is the same as Pacific time, 10 p.m. in the Eastern time zone. Also on the website, don't forget to hit the PayPal button and send us another donation as you have for the last 20 years. Sister Karen's on the home page of the website. She would love to list your house for sale. And she loves working with born-again Christians. Don't forget about signing up for a free seminar when you're on the website or my deliverance training class the 4th Saturday of every month at noon. If you need a religious exemption to get away from the demonic jab, send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com. I'll send it out immediately. If you know someone who needs to be delivered but can't come to the deliverance center, send me an email at mike@hardcorechristianity.com, and I'll send you the miracle healing list, a step-by-step guide to freedom. It works 100% of the time. And don't forget, every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern, is our Zoom deliverance service with Brother Rick and the ministry team. 6 p.m. every Wednesday night. Hillsong Hedonism. How in the world does this thing work? What is happening here? Well, this system that started in Australia, as you know, is the ultimate seeker-friendly, watered-down Christianity system. It has literally swept half the planet. It's the number one denomination in the world now. They got so big, they had to leave the Assemblies of God denomination. They started out in Assemblies of God, but they got too huge and decided they could do everything on their own. And the founder of it, as you know, Brian, he just resigned as the chief operating officer of the ministry. And why did he resign? Well, the usual. Sexual perversion, sex problems, sexuality, fornication, adultery, the usual deal at Hillsong. This is normal there. What happened was, many, many years ago, Brian Houston's dad was a pedophile. And Brian loved his dad, so he covered it up, tried to get him healed, sent him to counseling and so on. Nothing, of course, works because pedophilia and all sexual perversion is caused by demons. If you don't go through deliverance and get the demons out, the person never recovers from sexual perversion. I've counseled sex addicts several times over the years, and without deliverance, there is no possible way a sex addict can ever be cured. They might be able to control their sexual desires and behavior with enormous support systems, but they are never cured. Well, these same demons that took Brian Houston's dad also took Brian Houston. He got infected with these spirits, so he covered up his dad's pedophilia, and he got involved with adultery in the Hillsong organization. He got caught and then had to resign. Well, the problem is these demons that started in Australia in this system spread like wildfire all the way through the Hillsong system. And here in America, everybody jumped on the bandwagon when this thing came over here. And here in Phoenix, I think they took over 3 or 4 different churches here People were joining the incredible juggernaut of Hillsong. Well, as soon as they joined, these churches, everybody that joined, had access by demons, lust demons, to infiltrate their systems and start causing scandals. And that's what happened with Hillsong. They have had numerous pastors, ministers, youth pastors, you name it, on down the line, getting involved with sexual immorality, homosexuality, gay, adultery, fornication, name it, they've got it. Here in Phoenix, for example, Hillsong Phoenix, they have just withdrawn from the home office in Australia. They've left the church and went back on their own. The preacher over there is a guy named Terry Christ, and they decided that they had to get out of the system. Well, 9 or 10 other churches around the country have also bolted. And again, the problem is there's so much sexual perversion in this Hillsong system. And again, it started with the granddad, his dad, Houston's dad. It started with him, and only God knows what happened before him. We don't have any idea how Brian Houston's dad got infected with pedophilia demons. But however it happened, doesn't matter. The system started that way. Let me give you a personal example. Many years ago, I used to attend a small prophetic church in Northwest Phoenix. The pastor of this church was fantastic. He was a great Bible teacher, a wonderful person. Everybody loved him. He was very personable, very likable. But this guy had terrible lust demons, and he could not control them. His first marriage ended in divorce. Why? He committed adultery. The woman he committed adultery with, one of them, he married. That was his second marriage. That marriage then later ended. Why? Adultery. Now, there it is. And the lust demons that he let into the church also spread to other people in the church. And there was lust problems and sexual issues in that church. Numerous ones. The women that he had affairs with in the church picked up lust demons from him. And I mean, the whole thing was a gigantic mess. To this day, after another divorce, he got remarried again, and only God knows what happened to that current wife. But these lust demons do not go away. They do not quit, and they will manifest again, and he'll probably end up in another divorce. Well, I finally left that church, and about half the people there left the church after the scandal broke. He went into rehabilitation, refused to abide by it, got out of it, took the church back over, and then rebuilt it. What happens is once these lust spirits get into a congregation, they start multiplying people. These spirits start infecting other people. As the people in the church secretly commit adultery, or they secretly get involved in bisexual behavior, these demons start spreading like crazy. Hillsong's a textbook example. It is the number one example of how lust demons spread through churches. Okay? Now remember, Christians can't be possessed by demons, but they can be infected with them, and that's exactly what's happening here. Brian Houston's dad, Brian Houston, all the women he fornicated with, the whole 9 yards, all infected with these same spirits. They enter a church, they start to infect the bodies of people. The people then start to have sexual desires for each other. How do they do it? Well, these demons supernaturally hyperventilate your sexual desires. They hyperventilate your sex urges. And they start drawing in people who have the same spirits. Okay? They're kindred spirits, so to speak. And these people then are drawn to each other sexually. And then an affair breaks out in the church, and then these demons start spreading rapidly. They spread in the church. They spread in the person's families. They spread at work as they start having office affairs. These demons just take off. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond. The ripples just go clear to the other shore. Clear to the shore. Well, it happened again, for example, in Hillsong. There was another scandal. One of the pastors, Reed Bogard of Hillsong Dallas, just got in trouble, accused of raping a young volunteer, a female staffer. Now this scandal has now come out, and everybody is embarrassed to tears. Okay, this Bogart guy is heavily infected with demons, and now he's spread them in his church. All the people he fornicated with all got transfer spirits. These spirits spread like cancer in a congregation, in an office, in a business. Okay, it can't be stopped. When the person starts fornicating, fornication spreads these demons, and suddenly you've got all kinds of sexual activity going on in a certain system. Fox News years ago had a massive attack of lust demons sweep through that organization. I think the head of the news division there had to resign. Numerous people after that were involved in affairs, were involved in sexual behavior. It was awful. It was awful. And it never stops. It never stops. It just keeps spreading. These demons just keep spreading. And if you've got these spirits in your church and somebody got caught, so to speak, or was exposed, or a scandal broke out involving fornication, that's the Greek word porneia, it means any form of sexual sin, or if there's adultery in your church, that's the Greek word moikia, it means heterosexual sex. If people in your church are committing adultery or heterosexual behavior, those spirits spread to the next person. Sexual harassment causes these spirits to spread through the congregation. If you have that in your church, you are going to end up in a major scandal. You're going to get the Hillsong syndrome, and it's going to be a national, local, or neighborhood total disaster. Do you need to be delivered from lust demons? I see people cured constantly. 602-636-5800. You can be completely delivered and completely healed from lust, demons of adultery, fornication, pornography, sex addiction, you name it. I've seen people delivered. 602-636-5800. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.